do that. Aha!
Aha!
Figured it out.
There we go. Hi, Katie.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. You're outside,
I
and
am.
it's getting nicer, as you have just told me in a message.
I mean, it's record-breaking heat right now. Since they started recording the heat, this is like the record-breaking year so far.
So why aren't I living in North Hollywood?
Well, actually, right now I'm in San Diego. I went to go see family, but it's the same weather because it's just a 2-hour difference of travel.
Yeah.
So
San Diego's my favorite town. If I could move to any place in the U.S., it would be San Diego.
oh, it's pretty good. I was born and raised here, so it bores me. But other than that, it's like
Awesome. Lucky you. You've got all the sunshine that anyone could ever want in San Diego, more than anybody else in the world. So that's awesome. So how are you? What's happening? What's going on? Tell us about yourself.
Oh man, so many things. Like literally
all of them.
Literally like a day ago, hours ago, I've been approached by so many people to be a part of like their agency or their brand, or I don't know what happened during quarantine, but it's like people were like stuck on their computer and they all keep finding me, which is cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's
I'm
good,
excited.
right? I mean, it kind of gets you out there.
Yeah, I'm excited. Because I was like, there's only so much I could do on my own. There's a bunch of stuff I want to do with my career. And finally, some things are happening. It took quarantine to happen, but I feel blessed for quarantine.
I know. Are you guys quarantining properly? Are you, I mean, I say that in kind of a joking manner, but I've heard that the beaches are stacked in California right now again. People are going to the beach.
Mean, they just started opening them a little bit. I personally am allergic to the ocean, so I just don't go to the ocean. As a ginger, that's my problem.
Right.
You should know gingers have problems.
That's right. You got it.
But I've been self-quarantining. The first time I left my home is either to go grocery shopping or to come down here and visit family because I haven't seen them in 4 months. So it's like,
cool.
Yeah, that's about it. I've been a good girl.
Good for you. And so career-wise, listen, I know I've been checking out your Instagram account. I know what you're up to. Well, I don't. I'm just saying that. I kind of know what you're up to.
Like, do you?
Yes, I do. I've done all of my research. No, I've noticed that there's some film work happening. So you've got to tell me about that because I do want to get into D&D as well. But
Yes.
Film work. What's going on with that? What's happening? How long have you been doing this?
So long story short, I was a nanny for like 10 years and I decided to go to LA. First it was for a boy, like a dumb girl that I am.
Right.
And then when I got here, I tried to get another nanny job. And every family here was either like, oh, you have freckles. You must not know how to put sunscreen on.
Oh my God.
Or my husband is too attracted to you. I can't hire you. That kind of thing. So for 2 months, I spent all my savings trying to find a job. It didn't work. And I called my family crying, mostly my Nana. And she goes, stop it. Here's money for 2 months of rent. I want you to try to act, because I had done it in high school and I loved it. But like in my mind, there's so many people going for this career that it's like, why try? In my mind, because I'm like, yeah, that's cool while we're ahead. But so that happened, and I ended up not only becoming SAG in less than 4 months, but like it just I fell in love again with the VAPA visual performing arts. So I started to model more. I started to feel more confident. I started acting. I'm now a SAG actor. Like
Nice.
it just kind of snowballed, and now I've only been doing it for like 3 years, and it's just,
no kidding.
I feel like I've been doing really well for being on my own.
Yeah. And so are you getting you're getting lots of auditions, on a whatever regular basis it is as a SAG?
Yeah, I mean, since quarantine hit, it's definitely a lot of less auditions. I get a lot of like in-person auditions and stuff like that. But before quarantine, I was getting like 4 or 5 auditions a week. And then a quarantine hit, and I get a few because I do voiceovers, I do commercials, I've actually been paid to play D&D. Like it's awesome. Like I'm living my dream, and I just want it to go one step further to like financial security so that I can do everything that I love. Yeah.
Right. So are you putting yourself out there in that manner? Like are you saying, hey, this is who I am, this is my persona, enjoy me, like me, follow me? Is it for that purpose, like that purpose of building your brand, personal brand?
Yeah, I mean, it's all for the goal of just doing what I love to do. I mean, I was a nanny for 10 years and yeah, I'm really, really good at it, but I was miserable because I
Right.
was like, I'd rather raise my own children, or it just, there's certain things about the way certain people raise their kids. And I'm like, this is
Right.
wrong. I was like, you're going to raise spoiled children. So I was like, I wanted to step away from that. And when I finally did and found something I love, while I may not enjoy every single aspect of my career, I still enjoy all the cores, and I don't like go to parties or anything like that. It's never just to be the center of attention.
Sure.
I just want to entertain people for the rest of my life.
Right. That's fantastic. So you need to get into a commercial where you're putting on sunscreen. That's what you need.
I'm actually allergic to sunscreen.
There you go. I'll make a product of sunscreen that you won't be allergic to, and we'll call it Ginger sunscreen. You know, whatever it is going to be.
I get burnt real easily. I burn, I red, and then I freckle. I've got freckles all over the place.
Yeah, but I don't see any freckles on your face. But hey, you know what?
Oh no, they're there. I had to get closer.
There's a few photos on your Instagram account where they really come out.
That's after I've either been in the sun all day, I went swimming, or I'm not wearing any makeup. Like I have a little bit of base on, but that's about it.
Yeah. That's awesome. So, all right. So that's great. So, tell me about becoming famous. That was your, I don't know who that was, but it looked pretty cool.
Yeah. So we are actually in post-production of Becoming Famous. We did the impossible and filmed 10, it's like 15 minutes to 20-minute episodes in a month and a half, because one of our leads, or the other, basically my co-star, she was moving to Georgia at the end of February.
Yep.
And we started filming on the 12th of January.
Awesome.
So we filmed in a month and a half, 10 full episodes of a show. My boyfriend wrote all of it. Me and my best friend Taylor, who started it, we came up with the outlines. And then once we gave him the outlines, he wrote the episodes, we edited them, filmed all 10 of them. I casted every single person. And we have one episode so far that we're trying to become as the pilot episode, because we know Netflix people. So we're trying to push the show toward Netflix.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And so did you cast yourself as lead?
Yeah, of course I did, because the world needs to see my awesomeness.
That's right. Of course. And so when's that project going to be finished? Are we able to put a link in this video at some point, or are we too early for that?
Yeah. No, we're trying to release it. We want to do, quarantine hit, but our plan was to have all 10 episodes fully edited and ready to go, or at least the first 5, because there's 10 of them in total for season 1.
Yeah.
We have 3 seasons mapped out, but for the first season, there's 10. And we're having a midnight premiere for everyone who was in the show, because there's a lot of people that were in it. Yeah. Like in July, and then we're slowly going to release an episode a week of the show on my channel, on my co-star's channel, and on Becoming Famous's own channel on YouTube.
Very cool. What's the synopsis? Give me a short run of the synopsis.
Yeah, so it's basically a combination of Two Broke Girls and New Girl, which is one of our 2 favorite shows, kind of put together, but in the life of actors in LA. Cool. There's a lot of shows about like, oh, I want to move to LA and be famous, but like we're putting literally all of the true stories of our lives of acting on set, and how everyone treats you, and how do you actually become famous into this show.
That's awesome.
So it's 2 girls that move to LA to become famous, and slowly they realize, oh crap, rent is expensive. Right. I'm not getting paid as much as I thought I was going to get paid in the beginning. People out here are awful. Dating sites are awful. Our friends we thought were our friends aren't actually our friends, because they're fake LA people.
Right.
So it goes through these 2 best friends' journeys of like boys, dating, being a part of agencies, getting tricked, learning, oh, maybe I don't want to be an actor. Maybe I want to be a producer. I like the back of the camera better. And it kind of shows their growth.
Right. There's more money. I get 5%. I get 5 points on the producer side. And when it goes big, it's going to be global. I'm going to make a huge sum of money. Holy shit.
Yeah. And we have a few backers too for our show. Like, people are interested. I have someone who's paying for the full premiere. Like,
wow.
Yeah. We're hustling.
This is like, this is your career, right? This is where the mecca of your career is going to go. Yeah.
I mean, I started with a little bit of acting and modeling, kind of like some people were like, you're pretty in freckles. Can you be my muse? And I said, sure. And I found out I'm not too bad at modeling. Right. And then, and then I did the acting, and I got really good at that, and which by the way, becoming SAG in 4 months is almost unheard of. Like, it's 4 months getting like automatically entered. And I think it's because my stepdad was like, listen, here's a challenge. If you can get SAG in 6 months or less, I'll pay for your fee. The fee is $3,000.
So you hustled.
I was like, challenge accepted. But that, And then I'm also a live broadcaster. So I've been going live for 3 years professionally, learning about people, talking to people, becoming eloquent with my speech, making sure that I sound smart and intellectual and all that stuff. Of course, I have to deal with thirsty boys who just want to see my feet, but I also do that. So it's like I've been working on any field I can just to get out there to let the right person to see my face so I can get one show and then it'll hopefully boom after that.
So you're waiting for that shoe to drop out of the sky and be like, it landed right in front of me. In fact, I just caught it, and here I go. It's take over. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's awesome. That's really cool shit. I mean, you know, it's that dream, right? People dream of that, and you're in it, you're doing it, and but you're also hustling. See, I sense hustle in you. It's like, you know, you're not
hungry.
You're not going through the motions of going, you know, I'm an actor in LA, and well, what do you do during the day? Well, I'm a waitress during the day, so you know. Hey.
I mean, I definitely have a side hustle of nannying because I'm still really good at it, and I've had 10 years of experience. But it's my least favorite of all my hustles. Like, I would rather be a weed delivery person like I have been, then go and nanny again. But nannying pays better, so it's like, ugh. But it's like, I've done literally everything to hustle. I will not say no to something unless it is against my moral values, which even I've been nude on set. I don't give a fuck. Like, it's skin at this point.
Yeah.
But like, oh.
Good for you. So you're all in. That's where it is.
I don't know what else to do at this point besides just
here's a question. Yeah, well, I mean, hey, you know what? That's fantastic. You know, and I know what that feels like. I mean, I'm all in. I'm hustling on this company. Think of it. What we're doing. We're trying to bring exposure to a culture that represents just 2% to 3% of the world's population.
Yeah, the minority of the literal world.
Right, the last known minority. You know, I mean, this is the last known minority that doesn't get the exposure it deserves, and so it drives me. It makes me hustle. My kids put that in front of me, you know, and I'm driving every day for it. And this is, you know, meeting someone like you and doing these videos that we're doing. It's like I'm loving it. Like it's totally cool to have conversations with basically strangers, and by the time videos are over, it's like you're not a stranger anymore. Like, you know, I know you, you know what I mean? It's really cool. So I love it. And I love when people like yourself come on and you know, have no problem with it whatsoever. But, you know, here's a question for you. As your acting side of things, when you're cast in a commercial, whatever it is you're cast in, that you're going to be on screen or on set, does your hair color give you an opportunity to gain a bit of steam ahead of somebody else?
I actually have a story about that. So when it comes to being a redhead, they either want you or they don't. Because if I had brown hair, blonde hair, I would be booked like that because they want people who can blend. They want people who look like everyday people. Like, if you look at shows, there's one major redhead, maybe two in shows.
Agreed.
Like, my category is so small and so hard to break through. Like, I'm trying to be the next Katy Ford, but I'm trying to be the next Emma Stone. Yeah. Like, she made it, and then now she dyes her hair blonde and everything, and she's still known as the redhead.
Of course.
But like, if I go on set, I call even if I'm on background, there's like, if it's 100 people, there's like maybe 2 redheads. If there's 400, there's maybe 3. I call myself the token ginge on set.
Yes.
I'm the only one. And what's funny is I was going around calling agencies, trying to get a new one. And I went on the SAG list because I just got SAG. So I'm like, I need a SAG agent. Went on all of them and was trying to read everything, or trying to do them, was calling every single one by one. Yep. And one guy finally answered. I was like, hey, my name is Katy Ford. You know, I found your information on the SAG website, and I'm trying to find new representation. Are you looking to have new clients? And he was the rudest person to me on the phone. Didn't even know what I looked like. And he's like, oh yeah, are you SAG? Yeah. How much do you make a year? I'm like, well, not a lot, which is why I'm looking for an agent. He's like, all right, well, what's your profile? And I instantly was super confused. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, what do you look like? What's your ethnicity? I was like, okay, I have red hair, freckles. I'm like Irish, Scot, Scandinavian. I've got green eyes. And he goes, let me stop you there. Do you watch TV? I went, is that a rhetorical question? Of course I watch TV. And he's like, well, then you should know that they're not looking for you. You need to quit.
That's crazy.
Without even looking at my photo, without looking at my resume, without looking what I've done in 3 years or my numbers. Right. And I was just like, I cried so hard. Oh, I was like, why would you say that to me?
Yep. And you know what? I find that I hate to say it, and hopefully I won't get in trouble for this, but I find LA like that. Not all of LA.
Oh, no, it's all like that.
Well, you know,
it's very shallow and very selective and very like, I'm going to tell you the truth, even if it's technically not the truth.
right. So I booked myself a meeting at CAA a few years back to go pitch a film
Mm-hmm.
in their offices in LA. I flew from Halifax and was going to LA just for purpose. So they agree to meet, and all this is great. I'm excited, you know, like anybody else would be. You know, your waiting room, everything's really like, wow, this is CAA. This is pretty cool. Loving it. Get up there. Here's my idea. Here's my pitch. Here's my manuscript. He looks at me and he goes, well, why would we bring you on board? I have tons of writers upstairs. Thanks a lot. Have a good day. So it's like, so I was crushed too. Yeah, I was crushed too. I was like, what? You know, we spent all this
Why
time.
am I here if you're just going to tell me no?
I know, that's exactly right. You know, but you know, so I looked at it. As I was walking in, I said, well, fuck, at least I get into a CAA building for the first time, because otherwise it's like Fort Knox to get into that space. So I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Know what you mean? Like, I know that feeling that you have, you know, that you had in that past, in that story. Like, I mean, I get that totally. But now that you're doing your own thing, you know, and by the sounds of it, you guys are like kicking ass on it.
Trying.
3 seasons mapped out, like, you know, first season basically in the can.
Has to be put together.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. And you have this name that kind of resonates too. So I keep looking at your name thinking, I know you from somewhere, but where do I know you from? But you have that name.
Freckled Hobo or Katy Ford?
No, Katy Ford.
Every time I say Freckled Hobo, people go, oh my God, I follow you already. I'm like,
that I want to get to that too, but yeah, Katy Ford. It just has a ring to it. So
yeah, it's 4 letters, easy to spell, easy to say. Ford is already known, and no one had that name in SAG, and I was like, cool beans, I'm keeping my name. Yeah,
that's
no,
awesome.
because every SAG actor has to claim a name, and that's the only name. They're the only one with that name. So they asked for 3 options. So I was like, okay, Katy Ford, K Ford, and then I went Caitlin Ford, which I fucking hated. I was like, sounded like my mom was gonna yell at me. But Katy Ford worked, and I was like, sweet.
Nice. Mine forever. Yeah. Good for you. So listen, tell me about cosplay, D&D. Like, where did the world come from you? Like, I mean, what is it? I mean, I know what it is, but
hopefully.
Yeah, of course.
Well, let's see. So D&D has always been a thing I've always wanted to try, but I was always so scared because I thought it was really complicated, which it is, but it's also not complicated at all.
Right.
With an ex-best friend of mine, we went to like a comedy night, and then the guys who we were with were like, do you want to go to a Star Wars bar? And I was like, there's a Star Wars bar? Yeah. Hell yeah, because I'm a closet nerd. Like, I don't like telling people I'm a nerd until now. Now I'm like, I'm a nerd. Shout out to the rooftops. But before I was like, no, I'm a cute girl. I don't want to be a nerd. Like, I'm adorable. Love me. But I went to this bar and met a bunch of people who were all nerds, and I became the hot girl of the bar, which has always been my dream. And I met a few people who were like, yeah, we're playing D&D. Do you want to try? And I was like, absolutely, if you can show me how to play.
Right.
So me and my best friend went and played. I played with them for a year and a half, finished my first campaign, fell in love with the guy I was playing with. Now we've been dating. We both run games together. I'm now a DM and a player. I'm actually running a girls game, and these girls are the cattiest bitches I've ever played with. So now we both got paid to play a game, and like $1,000 just to play a game for a few days, and it got recorded. So hopefully that's the Have Dice Will Travel. That's supposed to come out hopefully next year. That's on the profile.
Yeah.
And then with cosplay, my favorite holiday is Halloween. Before cosplay, I would dress up in 3 or 4 costumes a year just during Halloween because I loved it so much. But now that I went to Scum and Villainy, I met 4 or 5 cosplay groups, and I got to go to cons for free because I would do modeling for some of the makeup artists. I got to do my own costume. I now have a closet specifically for costumes, and my boyfriend will let me dress him up, so we go in group costumes. It's my favorite thing, and I do it on TikTok, and everyone loves it too, so it's easy.
Yeah, and I tried to get on there too, and I have to try a little harder because it was a quick move. I was trying to get to see it, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that too, going into checking out TikTok.
Oh, you're gonna die. I mostly do comedy. My favorite thing I do is called dramatic readings from my DM, where I screenshot the worst ones, put them on like a thing, and I dramatically read them in a weird voice, and then I comment on them, and people are like, this is the most disgusting thing.
That's fun. So DM, Dungeon Master, right?
Well, dramatic DMs from direct messages. But yes, Dungeon Master. I like to say Dungeon Mama because it's fun.
Yeah.
Like we used to call my first Dungeon Master, we called him Dungeon Daddy. So I like Dungeon Mama because it's like,
why not?
Yeah, why not?
How often are you guys playing? Like, do you play every day? Do you play every other day? Like every week?
In quarantine, we're playing a lot more than we had previously. I think we have like in my household, between the 3 people who live there, like 6 or 7 games a week.
Yeah.
Like we each run one. We each like me and my boyfriend playing one together. Me and my roommate and my boyfriend playing another one together. I run a girls one and a guys one. My boyfriend runs one on Sundays. My roommate is in 2 other ones and then runs 2 other ones. But before that, we were playing every Wednesday and every Sunday before quarantine. So
unreal.
It's a lot of time, but it's fun.
The closest I get to D&D is Ticket to Ride. That's what as far as I get at this point.
Well, I mean, it's easy now with Zoom. We get on Roll20 and we have Callan thing, and then I go live on Bigo with the girls, and we get to make money while we play, which is cool. So
Jesus, where is this world at? Yeah, like, you know, that's crazy. Your hair color is really interesting. So you have different shades you have some lighter color in there, some darker color.
I was a hair model for the last year. My hair used to be down in my butt, and I mistakenly was like, I am so poor that I need money. And I went to a hair audition, and they were like, we're looking for someone who's willing to change their color to any color. And I went, you know what? I can change it back. That's fine. Just don't get rid of my length. And they bleached it.
Yeah.
It was rainbow a while ago, so they bleached it. So this is the bleach. My natural red is right here, which is a darker red, and it's all muddled. But if I ever do shoots for specifically ginger things, my hair will be dyed. Like, this is just me not dyeing it for 2 months.
So if you let it go without dyeing it, I mean, it's going to come in natural, and it's going to be a dark red.
It will, but then I will have these really weird ends. So I just every 2 months will go through and grab my natural color and just spread it again through my hair. And then once it grows out, it'll finally be back to my darker red hair color. Right. So.
But you don't cut it off, right? Because you're gonna leave it long and all that kind of stuff.
I'm trying. It was so dead. Like I'm not hair modeling ever again. They curled my hair during the shoot, and it burnt my hair. Like here, I lost 4 inches off of one curl. So I had to cut it because it's you could barely see it, but it's really dry and it's not good. So I've been trying to take care of it during quarantine. So I chopped it so it would grow, and it's grown an inch since quarantine. But I just have to let this grow out. But hey, ginger maintenance.
Ginger maintenance. You know, it's funny. Every metric nowadays is on quarantine. Since quarantine.
My hair. I mean, quarantine's a blessing because there was no way I was going to get booked as much as I usually do with burnt, crappy hair. So
yeah. And you'll do commercials too, right?
Oh yeah, I've been in like Uber commercials. I've been in what do you call it? Postmate commercials. I've done beer commercials. Nice. A lot of them I've been like side characters or like part of a band that's playing or something. But I've done a few where I'm like the main person, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's great. And you have your own channel, or do you just keep those videos on hand when someone asks for your reel, or how does it usually go?
Yeah, I keep them. I mean, I have a really old demo reel that's on like YouTube, and everyone always asks, "Are you a YouTuber?" Because I like your style, and I'm like, I have a YouTube, but I don't post weekly like a YouTuber. I have a playlist called I'm in this shit, and it's like all the music videos I'm in, all of the random like awesomeness TV things that I'm in, and then of course there's like if I find a little commercial, I put my demo reels on there so people can see what's happening. Random self tapes or videos I put together, but that's about it.
Why aren't you guys doing Twitch and making a shit ton of money on Twitch?
I do use Twitch. Unfortunately, on Twitch there are more trolls than there are on the foreign apps that I'm on. Like, I'll go on there, and my max views is like 30 at a time. When I go on, like, Bigo, my max views is like 1,000 at a time.
Jeez.
So it's like, and I make way more money. Like, on Twitch, I've made $50 in the last 6 months. On Bigo, I make, like, over $1,000 a month.
Wow.
Yeah, like this, Twitch is, they're trying really hard, and I've noticed I've gotten a lot of emails from them saying they're trying to expand the in real life section, which is the section I did. I didn't want to do video games online because I would have been criticized. I am a sensitive little ginger and I don't like to be made fun of. So, I'm like, you know what? I will do in real life. And when I get on there, I do, all right, donations for dares. Like I'll do a dare as long as it doesn't hurt me or anyone around me. I will do a dare if you send $5. Right. And people will just get on there and go, show me your feed. Why aren't you playing video games? Are you really even a nerd? Why? Bubba. why are you here kind of a thing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. And I'm an affiliate on Twitch. I was affiliate in a week because I had views and stuff, but I didn't want to deal with it. So I was like, oh, it's a backup for me at this point.
You need a t-shirt that says, show me your feet.
Yeah. Show me your feet.
Yeah.
No, you show me your feet.
Yeah, that's what it should be instead. I like that. I've never heard of that before. It's the first time I'm hearing it here. That's fantastic.
That or, are you married? Open Bob. Can I drink the milk? Just the
Good Lord.
so bad.
All that shit that's out there and everyone else with it. That's the way it goes. Oh my God. So
there's a ginger dog.
It's Bubba. Hey Bubba. I think
hey, Bubba.
Yeah. He's ginger too.
Yeah.
Or she.
Ginger. He is a boy.
Boy.
He's a gentle giant.
So you said you don't like being made fun of. So that just kind of sparks me to ask you that question. Back in your early days, in your primitive years. Let's see. Red hair, it all happened. It's like what?
I mean, I can take it a step further and say I was raised in a hardcore Christian home.
Yep.
And what better than going to an elementary school where kids go, you have red hair, you must be a child of the devil. We're not going to be your friend.
Wow.
I dyed my hair in 4th grade brown because I moved schools. And when I dyed my hair, I had friends.
Shut up.
I'm not kidding.
Is that right? I mean, at 4 years old, you dyed your hair?
No, 4th grade.
Oh, sorry, 4th grade.
4th grade. So I went from one school to another school and I begged my mom to let me dye my hair. And when I did, it changed my life. Like, not only was I got a boyfriend day 1 in 4th grade, but like I had people who were like, I want to be your friend. You're so cool. And then my hair started growing out and I had to keep dyeing it brown to keep up the facade that I'm not a redhead.
How long did that last?
I dyed my hair until like 8th grade, and then people were starting to notice that my hair was coming out red, like darky red, and they were like, did you dye your hair red? I'm like, no, I'm a natural ginger. They're like, what? Like, I've known you since 4th grade. How is that possible? And then finally, like high school, I just stopped doing that, and I dyed it to a normal red and let it stay red, and I dated a redhead, 3 redheads, very weird. I'm very weirdly attracted to redheads. But I want to repopulate. Thankfully, my boyfriend now has a red beard, so open.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I have a red beard too. It's just a little gray right now. So.
Yeah, salt and pepper. I told him, he's like, you're making my beard white. I'm like, salt and pepper with a little ginger. That's not bad.
Not bad at all. Well, I have a new shirt that I want to put out called "Add a Little Ginger." Anyway, that's just me being fun, but it's true. It is true. I do have that I want to put out there. So let me get this straight, because now I just have to know. You still color your hair nowadays, ginger color.
Mm-hmm.
You don't use your natural color often unless it comes out fully.
Yeah, I mean, the natural color that I have is a very darker red. It's like a brownie red. So it's not like bright orange ginger like everyone's used to. Oh, that's a ginger. Be like, but technically I am a ginger. It's just darker than what you normally see. And what's funny is the reason why I still dye it nowadays is because I offer agencies or anyone who's booking me, if they want a different shade of red, I'm okay with that. And sometimes they take that option. So it gives me an up on the other redheads where they're like, oh, I like her hair color, but I like her better. So I go, well, you have the option. I'm more than happy to dye my hair a different shade of red as long as it's red.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're not going to dye it brown or anything. Oh, well, I guess you would if you had to.
I mean, if it was a $5,000 check, I will dye my hair brown. But like, if they're like, we're looking for a redhead, you got the part. If we can change your hair color, that's not going to stop me from saying, yeah, I'll take the part. I'll dye my hair.
So you realize that on commercials, predominantly, the commercials that you see on TV today predominantly are redheaded actors. There's more redheads in commercials than there are any other hair color.
True. Well, have you realized that in most commercials with redheads, they aren't talking?
That is true too.
They don't want to hear us speak. They just want to use our beauty or use what we look like. Which is why I'm trying to break through the film industry and the TV industry and maybe make a show where the main character is a redhead that isn't a boy. All the main characters, besides friggin' Riverdale, which has Cheryl, but she's also batshit crazy, has all main characters are a boy redhead. So I wanted to be the first girl redhead. We're like, that's why becoming famous, I wanted to star in it because I have red hair. And I was like, no, I'm a star in my show to show that redhead girls can not be crazy and still be a lead.
Right. So you look to Emma Stones of the world who've paved that road, but have they paved the road large enough yet for other women to get those lead parts? You look at Gillian Anderson from the X-Files years and years and years and years ago.
Hmm.
You know, who's interestingly doing a British show called Sex Education these days, which is really strange.
I love that
So
show.
do I. I
It's
love
so
it too, but
good.
it just blew me away when I saw her in that show. I was like, what? What? Anyway, it was an
Yeah.
interesting sidebar
I
there.
mean, I think this world is getting a little bit better because I mean, Sophie Turner, like she started in
Right.
Game of Thrones and has had
Yeah.
movie deals and show deals like what other, but what also has she done? Dyed her hair blonde for some parts, same as Emma Stone.
Uh-huh.
So I have to be willing to compromise what I look like to get these parts just to get my foot in the door. But if I can start as a redhead like they did, then I can expand to other things.
Right, right, right. So hence,
Yeah, like Emma Stone's not a natural redhead. She's a natural blonde.
whoa, 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 whoa. What?
She's a natural blonde, and her real name, she's Emily, and she has blonde hair. That's her real self.
What?
So she dyed her hair red to get into the film industry. And I said, hold on, I'm already a redhead and I want to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to do it, but more truthfully. And then later on, when they ask me to dye my hair blonde, I'll be like, sure, I'll look like Emma Stone, whatever.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, you kind of do look like Emma Stone.
Oh, I get that a lot. I also sound like her. If you ever watch SNL, when she hosts, I try to memorize all of her scripts because
No,
I sound like, have you seen the hot dog script?
yes.
She goes, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I sound just like her. And people go, I sent my mom an interview between Jimmy Kimmel and Emma Stone and said, don't watch it, just listen.
Right.
And it was just a section of her audio. And she was like, when were you on Jimmy Kimmel? And I went, that's Emma Stone.
Yeah.
But I sound just like her.
That's funny. You know what? I didn't know that. I had no idea she was an authentic ginger.
But she's a ginger. She's an inch shorter than me. She's exactly 3 years and a few days older than me. She's also a Scorpio. We're very similar. Very similar. And I was like, I will be happy just to be her stand-in at this point because I would make bank.
So you have contacts in that side of it, couldn't you? I mean, you must have.
You'd think so.
Yeah.
Even with a pro IMDb account, which I do have, also my score is popping. But even with a pro account and with all the contacts, she's basically her own agent and her own manager now. So like in order to contact her, it'd be through her own phone and all that stuff. And I'm sure she has blocks on all kinds of stuff. But when I first got here, I used my friend's IMDb account to get onto there, get all of her manager's information. I emailed my photo. I looked like a stalker. And I was like, this is my face. I would love to work for her. And then I think was like, I was labeled a stalker at that point. So I need someone else to put my face in front of her that isn't me.
Right. Maybe your boyfriend, he can manage you.
Maybe. I mean, I actually got approached yesterday by a new management team who they managed Lady Gaga in the beginning of her career, and they managed currently like KSI and stuff like that.
Okay.
And they're big names in music. And they were like, listen, we are majorly a music management company, but we also do brand deals, and we can work on your Instagram and your following. We work in the film and TV. And I was like, all right, well, what do you want to be my manager? And at first they're like, well, normally we cost $5,000 a month for those who can afford that. And I was like, no, I can't afford that. I only have like 1,000 in my account thanks to the stimulus check. And they were like, okay, well then we would do the other half. And we've only done this for 2 people, but it seems to work out if we know that you have what it takes. He's like, we'll do 20% of what you make. And I said, that's normal. I'll take that.
Nice.
So I'm actually going to read over the contract after this and go on, because they just sent it to me on my email. That, and they want me to write down the goals I have for my career, and just sending normal, like my bio, like where I'm from. And now I get to go, well, I was a nanny for 10 years, was shut down in LA, and decided, why not chase my dream?
Why not?
I'm doing way better. So
well, you know what? You should be chronicling your nanny duties. There's another idea for you.
I have actually.
Oh.
I have.
Why
I call them nanny diaries.
Nanny diaries, of course. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, I couldn't.
Nanny Chronicles. I knew what you were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, you knew what I was talking about. That's awesome. So, okay. Here's another one for you that I want to throw out there. Someone approaches you, having a hard time. They have red hair. I kind of know the answer. What's your inspiration? Like what is your voice to that person that's just having a bit of struggle and kind of going through, good or bad, really, not necessarily bad, but someone's going to come to you and look to you for inspiration and say, like, what do I need to do to kind of to be like you and to, I have red hair, it's tough, I'm having a hard time, but at the same time, what is Katy going to say?
Well, here's a side question. Are they trying to be an actor, or is this just for help?
General. Yeah, 100%.
If it was an actor, I would say, I'm not going to talk to you or help you, because I've helped 2 gingers who have surpassed me.
Uh-oh.
They stole commercials from me.
Oh,
They stole
no.
parts from me. So if it's an actor, I'd be like, I encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. It's like, but I'm not going to personally give you sites or anything to go to, because I've screwed the pooch on myself twice.
No
But
way.
if this was a little, this happened. If it's a little girl who's asking for some advice, or if it's just a fan, or if it's just someone who's down on the ducks, I would tell them what I've told many little girls, where I'm like, there's no better you than you, and there's no one else who's going to be you than you.
Right.
I regret dyeing my hair in 4th grade. I do. I regret it. It was great at the time, but I regret it in my adult life.
Right.
I would tell them, never change yourself for other people, because who knows if they're going to be in your life in 5 years.
Right.
Always be yourself and love who you are. I used to hate my freckles. I used to look up how Michael Jackson got white, because I was like, I want to get rid of these freckles.
Yeah.
But then I grew up and I went, I'm so unique. No one has a smiley face constellation on their middle finger. See if I can find it. On their middle finger in freckles.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's not
Like,
even a tattoo.
I saw this, and I started in my first broadcasting thing. I started selling my freckles online. I call it Frecklemania, where you could name a freckle on my body like a star in the sky.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
cool.
I need to embrace my uniqueness. Like everyone, like people who are like urban goddesses who've got dreads down to here and the biggest lips and some freckles on their face, like they embrace themselves. So why can't I embrace myself?
Right.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about it now. Ask me in 4th grade, I'm like, I just love it. But now I'm like, nah, I'm a ginger. I have light eyes, pale skin, I sunburn, I have freckles, but that's me. Either take it or don't. Like,
right.
Your opinion doesn't matter to me at this point.
That's right. No, I totally get it. And you know, it's not that we're trying to always bring up any kind of negativity around the conversation of ginger, or red hair, but you know, at the same time, there is still stigma attached, and we try to help mitigate that by stories of inspiration as well, which is part of the reason why we're doing this series, is to provide a platform for people that might take something from this and go, hey, you know what? I want to be just like her, I'm not going to, I know I'm not going to now ask her how to do it, but I want to be just like her,
I mean, if I make it big enough and I have a name for myself and I'm like what I call level 3 famous, like rising guy famous, where like, who you are from like one thing, I'm okay with that. I'll help anybody reach their dreams. But like, until then,
no,
I'm not going to get stepped on.
It's all for you, all for one. I mean, why shouldn't it be? I've done this in the music business before too, and it's gotten me in trouble. I'm that guy that used to give away a lot, and you work so hard to get where you're at. The last thing you need is for you to give away a nugget, and someone takes that nugget and then obliterates you in the process, and you're like, what the fuck? Why?
Like they went up 5 levels and I only went up 1 because they had that knowledge that I gave them, and I'm like,
it's true. I can't stand it. Yeah, it's a hard one to take for sure. You saw us. I messaged you out of the blue on Instagram.
What? No.
Didn't you?
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I knew you for 10 years. I met you in LA last time I was there. Don't you remember? No, but so here's this kind of rando coming in to Instagram and looking at a profile and going, okay, I really think we should try to find a way to connect with this person one way or the other, many different facets. Your first thought of what's going on here? Who's this guy? Or who's this person? Yeah, you probably know it was a guy or a girl, but what were your initial thoughts? And you're like, Authentic Ginger starts reaching out to you, like, what is this?
Well, I'm all about Redhead and Ginger stuff. Yeah. I mean, my name is Freckled Hobo. Like I embrace who I am now, to the point where like, if someone is reaching out about a company that's called Authentic Ginger, like usually I look at collabs and I'm like, all right, is this going to benefit my brand? Is this part of my brand? Or is this just something like, ooh, free underwear? Cool. Yeah. Like, I mean, I've gotten tons of booty bag collabs and stuff, and I won't respond because I've either tried their underwear or I know someone who has or whatever, and I just don't like those brands. Sure. But like Authentically Ginger is a different brand that I haven't seen that aligns not only with my values, but aligns with what I look like. And if I start like being a spokesperson for this, or start being an ambassador or and I hate the word influencer, but influencer, it's something that I'm not faking. It's something that it's like, this is me. So it's just an additional part of my brand. And when I saw the message, I was like, oh, this is a short little message. And I went on Instagram and I looked at the stuff and I was like, oh, those shirts are super cute. I'm like, oh, the hat's super cute. I was like,
Oh yeah.
this is awesome. Yeah. And I was looking, I was like, this is really cool. I like the logo. It's simple.
Yep.
And I was looking at all the pictures and I was like, and it's a small like number of followers. And I was like, I like that they're reaching out, even though they've got a short or small amount of followers,
Yep.
they're trying to grow. And I was like, I could grow with them. And that's why I was like, yeah, I'll message and see what's up.
That's cool. That makes me feel really good, and I love the fact that you're pointing out that we're sort of still really small, early stages, because we really are. But for us, what it is, it's there's a redhead culture that we need to communicate to, and create a sense of community and a sense of belonging for globally for redheads around the world, and you know, it takes so much time and effort to do that, and to reach out to 271 million gingers is going to be next to impossible. But at the same time, to reach out to people like yourself that see a value in it. There's a value add to you because of what you just said, which I think is awesome. I think that's it's just helping create and expose this culture, and that's like t-shirts become secondary for us as a business. I mean, sure, we have to sell t-shirts in order to stay alive, in order to do what we have to do and the projects, but really, you know, our message is the one that I guess is the thing that kind of keeps us rolling, and you know, makes it interesting for people to want to get a hold of us in a way that we're doing right now. So I mean, obviously, you know, we decided to do a video with you first, and we both decided, let's do that. I'd be like totally stoked to keep going with something. I mean, that's my goal for everybody. And I don't have exclusions either. And I think that's a big part. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, well, you know, this redhead doesn't cut the bill. Like, you know, it's, we're creating a community is what we're trying to do here. So,
which is awesome. That's always like, I'm looking at the Instagram again. I love this. It's be authentic, be ginger, and be proud. Cause I wasn't when I was younger. And the fact that this exists nowadays is like, finally people that can like stand with me on who I am. And like, we can support each other, which is how you make it in this world.
You do. And you know, we have three young daughters, ages 10, 6, no wait, 10. I can't remember. But anyway, they're gonna kill me for that. Anyway,
Dad,
one's 9.
You don't love me.
The other was 4, and then the other, it's my middle one. I can never remember. But anyway, she's 6, so it's 7.
Wait, do you know what year she was born?
No.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Fired.
Yeah, it's going downhill real fast. Yeah. So anyway, but you know, the driving force behind this, you know, we wanted to create something that we could grow with them on, as far as having red hair, and just kind of introduce the culture to them. And this is one of the ways we decided to do it. So as you can see behind me, one of my daughters decided to start drawing some.
I saw. Is that the mascot, a puppy?
Well, she wants a ginger stuffy named Ginger the Stuffed Pup, a ginger hat, ginger travel bag, which I think is really interesting. Travel ginger, it says, and then a mini ginger shirt. So, you know, these are the things that I was hoping for as we started this company, that we can include, and it just helps them understand who they are as a person and be original. And
I mean, which is so important for not only young girls, but girls who are different. Like, if I had this when I was a kid, I would have never dyed my hair in 4th grade. I would have been like, no, I'm not. I would be like, yep, I'm a ginger. But I mean, freaking Christian kids are the worst, and they bully so much, regardless of love your neighbor as yourself. But which is why I have lost my faith, because I was bullied for so long that I was like, why would someone allow their following and their brothers to treat other people like this? It was terrible. But I love that you have 3 daughters, and this is why you're doing it. Like, that makes me so happy.
And a son. I have a redhead son too. So
I mean, he's okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. But he's 19.
I hope to have boys, so it's cool.
20. He's on his own. He's doing his thing. But no, he's actually on my cover of the Instagram. That's him.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah, you can't really see his face because.
So that's why I assumed it was a boy, because I was like, the cover photo is usually of the owner or something. So I was like, oh, it's a boy.
Oh yeah, no, it's not going to be me. I'm not a ginger. That wouldn't look really good at all. But I do carry the MC1R gene, so I guess I'm even more than an honorary ginger. I guess I'm a producer, I guess, if you will. I don't know.
That's hilarious.
I know.
Producer of gingers.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Ginger producer.
Ginger producer.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's me in the future.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, right? Hi, I'm ginger producer.
Hi, I'm a ginger producer.
Right. Welcome to my show. That's fantastic. All right. Well, listen. I mean, I think we've covered almost everything. The only last thing I wanted to cover is Freckled Hobo, because I keep thinking about this name and I have it in my chat. No, look, I had it in my chat for Zoom. I'm like, I was gonna say conversation with Katy, and I said, no, you know what? Conversation with Freckled Hobo, and it comes up on my screen. I'm like, fuck. Where does this name
I mean, if you Google Katy Ford, the first freaking thing that comes up is a Katy Ford dealership in Texas.
Oh.
Which is why I can't get that damn the check mark on anything, because when you search my real name or my acting name, I'm like the third, fourth thing that comes up. But if you put Freckled Hobo in, I am the first 4 pages of stuff.
No kidding.
But the name, you're gonna be like, that's where it came from. It's nothing like you'd think. So when I was shut up, Milton. When I was like, I don't know, like 16, 17, 18, I was dating a guy who was all about his Xbox, and his name was Bobo de Hobo. And in order to hang out with my own boyfriend, I had to come up with an Xbox gamer tag. At first it was Princess Hobo, but I have never felt like a princess. I've always been a queen.
Right.
So I was like, I need to change that thing. And I came up with Freckled Hobo. Yep. And then Instagram became a thing. So I was like, I'll just do Freckled Hobo like my gamer tag. Right. And then I got, Bigo, and then I got YouTube, and it all just became Freckled Hobo. And then sooner or later, once I started acting and everything, it became a brand. And then I kind of went off of Freckled and did the Frecklemania, where you buy the freckles, turn them into stars, blah, blah, blah. And I even have an idea in the future, when I have like 1 million followers, I'm going to do a raffle for every single follower I have. And you will have the opportunity to get a matching freckle tattoo with me, or like wherever you want. Like even if it's right here, like I'll get a little freckle dot and we will have the same freckle tattoo.
I love that.
Like, but yeah, Freckled Hobo, it came from a boy. Like most of my life, it comes from a boy. And it alters itself and kind of took on a life of its own. So
yeah, because I almost thought majority of your life was cosplay, just because there's a hat, there's a funny, not even a funny hat, but there's a green hat in that photo that you have on your profile, and it almost looks like it's a pointy hat, is it not? Like,
on my profile.
Yeah. So I was like
that's just a green beanie.
Green beanie,
that was just a 420 St. Patrick's Day shoot with my new haircut. So
nice.
I did that. Like this color in that photo is the closest to my natural color that I can get through dyeing it.
No way.
Yeah, so that's why this is just from the fading of that color going away. So the color is still up here, but it's not here. That's why I have to keep dyeing the ends until they grow out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting ombre you have going on there.
Oh, it's terrible. Don't compliment it. I hate it. Like half the time I buy wigs now. I just have 15,000 wigs, and I bought a red one that I absolutely love. It
Do you have pictures on your Instagram with it?
Not on Instagram yet, but I can show you on my phone. I mean, here is why is my face like that? There's a video. So if you went on TikTok, you would have noticed like this is the wig.
Okay. All right.
And it's like a little thicker. It's always wavy. It's a darker red. And I was like, this is what I want my hair to look like.
Right. Awesome. Yeah.
This is also a super sad video. If you watch it, you're going to cry. I had to add acting into it somehow. And I like cry at the end. And everyone's like, this is so sad, but I love it. Yeah. But yeah, no, if you haven't been on TikTok, enjoy the next 6 hours of your life while going through my TikTok.
Fantastic. I can't wait. What's your tattoo on your wrist?
Which one?
There's a bunch of this one over here oh, it's dice.
So this is a D20 for D&D. But the only thing, it's not on a 20, it's on 13 because that's my lucky number, and my boyfriend has a matching one with a 13 on his as well.
Nice. Oh, that's cool.
And then this is a high snail.
Oh yeah.
That I drew myself, and my best friend has a matching one on her wrist. And then I have 2 other ones, but they're on my back.
Right. That's awesome.
But you like those. These are more ginger oriented. One is a bird, which I feel like my soul is like a bird. And in the stomach, it says Anam, which is soul, Gaelic for soul.
Okay.
And then I have a patch of 4-leaf clovers because I'm super Irish. So I have clovers.
You're super Irish. Yeah. 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 I mean, Ford, why? How would I not think it's Irish?
Everyone, I tell them like, yeah, Ford's Irish. They're like, no, it's not. I'm like, yes, it is. I was like, Ford is Irish. My mom is Scottish. I was like, my dad is Irish. And they're like, no, he's not. I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah, but my name too. Like my last name is Roche, Roche. That is major Irish. People are like,
oh yeah,
no, it's not. It's like, yes, it is. And I have the documentation to prove.
yeah, documentation with the crest and everything.
Yes,
and they're like, that's big.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
first of all, just because I'm not a Finnegan or a Hannigan doesn't mean I'm not Irish.
Right, exactly.
Like, I'm even part of a clan. Like, my clan is Clan Macmillan, like, in my family. Like, I have a clan for Scottish, and Ford is Irish.
Yeah, yeah. It just sounds like you made it up.
I know, right? They're like, oh, I mean, are you related to, like, any of the other Fords? I'm like, no. Are all the Johnsons related? Like,
yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Are all Trumps related? You know,
I mean,
anyway, my bad. I digress. That's awesome. Listen, I'm not going to take up any more of your day because I'm sure it's going to be busy of quarantine stuff. Looking after Baba and barbecuing or not beaching. We know that now because you don't.
No, but we did order a pool, so we'll see if that shows up tomorrow.
Oh, did you buy like one of these up ground ones, like
yeah, like a 12 by 12, like maybe like a couple inches. My sister bought it, and she's like, "Yeah, it should be here tomorrow." And I'm like, "Cool beans! I'm gonna come over to your house."
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we used to have one too. I like them. I mean, the kids love it. They, jump in, jump out.
I mean, anything to float in, I'm fine with, even if it's only like 2-3 feet of floating, as long as I can like doggy paddle. With my big ass feet, I am a fast doggy paddler. So I would just doggy paddle all over the place.
Oh my God. Next video. Show me. Anyway, that's all the next video will be. Is just let's talk about your feet.
I mean, there's freckles on them, so they're cool.
You have freckles on your feet too? Look at that. Your freckles all over. I mean,
anywhere the sun hits, I have a few freckles for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's fantastic. Well, awesome. I'm really glad we had a chance to chat. It's been fantastic. You know what? You're super fun and energetic. I would look forward to more of these videos, especially when it's not snowing in my town that I'm in, which is totally ridiculous. And it should not be snowing, but
it's getting hotter as I sit here. Like, I'm starting to sweat. That's how hot it is out here.
Oh man, making me jealous. Is it sunny or is it cloudy, overcast, sunny?
No, I mean, it's blue skies.
Oh Jesus, of course it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in sunny San Diego.
Yeah, I always get jealous when I see that commercial that comes on my screen. Sunny San Diego. Visit here.
It's also boring San Diego and everyone for themselves San Diego. And
true.
But no, yeah. I mean, I was born and raised here and was here for 25 years. Went to LA and went, wow, this is San Diego on crack. But it's not much different. I want to end up in like Oregon or Washington or Colorado, but that's after I make a career. So.
Wow, that's quite a difference from sunny San Diego. I don't know why you'd want to move those places.
I love rain / I want to live in a cabin with neighbors that are acres away from me.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Rain, I don't know about that. I think you can take your rain.
I like rain.
You can keep your rain.
It never rains here. I could stand out in the rain for hours and get cold and wouldn't even care.
Even if it rained like every 3 or 4 days?
Yeah, I mean, it was raining. The only difficult part about it is walking my dogs who hate the rain to go to the bathroom. I don't have an outdoor space at my house, so it's like I have to walk them. But other than that, like, I enjoy the rain. I will listen to it when I'm sleeping with the window open. I will sit outside and drink coffee. We'll go for a walk at 4 a.m. or 2 a.m. in the rain just for a walk because I like it.
I went for a bike ride this morning in the rain, and it was 2 degrees, and I absolutely hated it.
Yeah, I went on a quarantine like hiking trail walk in the pouring rain the other day, and it was awesome.
But it's also warm, so I don't mind.
No, it was not warm. It was cold. Oh no, it was cold. My favorite weather is when it's raining and sunny at the same time, and that's very rare. But I don't mind when it's cold. I love jackets and layers, so it's like, why not?
Come on up here. You can wear that stuff all year long. As you can see, I'm in a hoodie today, so and if I go outside, it'll be a jacket on top of that. But anyway, this is the way it is in Eastern Canada. This is what happens. So yeah, so awesome. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
taking this time. I really appreciate it. This is one of perhaps I would like to think many conversations we're going to have. I certainly would love to have more conversation with you around any type of collaboration that you can think of, that I can think of. I'm all over that. And any links that you'd like to have me put in this video, send me what those links are, because I would love to do that. And and we'll do our best to promote your brand as we start following the journey and all that. So we'll be all in on it too. So you can be sure of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Well, thanks again. Happy, and yes, I will talk to you again very, very soon.
Yes, and I'm sure I will have a different hair color. So
Yeah, well, maybe that's when we'll talk next.
yeah, I'll be like, so my hair's different. You want to talk?
Let's talk. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Sounds good. All good. Wicked. Well, thanks, Katie. We'll be looking for you.
Yeah, thank you. Have a
All
good
right.
rest of your day.
Okay, you too. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.